Hello Internet, this is Brink and welcome to my channel. In this new series, I'll take a quick look at each tank class and explore what makes them fun to play, how they synergize with their other specs and their overall flexibility as a class. This isn't a guide, it's purely for orientation, hoping I can help you decide to see if this class might be a good fit for you. I reckon I can save you a ton of research by sharing some of my views. So today, we're diving into the monk class. Let's see what makes the monk stand out. So why should you play the monk? And how flexible can you be with your monk choice as a class? And if you do decide to play the monk, what options do you have? Well, in this video, I'll dive into those questions and highlight some really cool synergies. I will approach it from a tank perspective. I will be looking for synergies between the Brewmaster monk and the other two specs. So let me kick off by saying, if you're looking for a unique skill-based class that rewards smart and skillful play, the monk could be a solid choice for you. From a class fantasy perspective, the monk playstyle is extremely unique in every spec. And yes, it might look a little bit odd on your screen, fighting with your almost bare hands and spinning around with roundhouse kicks. Trust me, once you get the hang of it, you'll see it's one of the most fun designed classes out there. It's the in-depth knowledge what will make this class a lot of fun. The monk breaks away from traditional tank rotations, balancing simplicity with depth. It's a fluid mix of defensive and offensive abilities that keeps things fresh. As a tank, seeing your stagger bar that represents all incoming damage and cutting that damage in half just by taking a sip of your brew is really satisfying. It's really different than a normal tank, where you heal yourself after you've gotten some hard hits. This can be really fun, but only if you like the aspect of actively managing your incoming damage as a tank. This seems the right word to me. You are actively managing how much the healers will need to heal you, and managing how much damage you'll throw away from a moment-to-moment basis. The Way of the Monk is all about fluid reactive gameplay and fun choices. This class is bound to put a smile on your face. Whether you're weaving in and out of fights or managing your stagger mechanic, the monk delivers a dynamic and engaging playstyle. Some abilities naturally flow across all three specs, like Blackout Kick and Spinning Crane Kick, creating a sense of synergy no matter what spec you play. While the monk doesn't have grips or leaps like other tanks, you have insane mobility by using Chi Torpedo, and often the neglected ability like Transcendence. This teleports you to a set location or to an ally. These abilities offer their own unique and satisfying mobility. I truly believe you can't go wrong with the monk. That said, there is a bit of a community perception issue. While it can be one of the healer's favorite tanks to keep alive because of the smooth damage intake, you might not always be the first pick in a group as a tank choice, because Brew hasn't been top tier for a while now, sadly. But that doesn't mean it's not a strong tank, because if you know how to play the monk, and once you're in a dungeon or in a raid, you'll find yourself making the healer's life a breeze. Even when you pick up huge packs of ads, you won't stress them out like the Blood DK do. They'll reach Zen in no time running with you. And there is even better news when it comes down to the other specs. They will be less picky when it comes down to your off specs, as they are performing really good right now. That brings me to the performance next. Now, performance-wise, the Brewmaster monk is pretty decent. It's not always the top performing tank, and damage-wise it's really not that bad. But here's where it gets interesting. The monk has flexibility, as you can play any role in the game. You can go from tank to melee DPS to a healer. Only two other tanks can match that flexibility, the paladin and the druid. The druid adds even a range spec to the mix, but the other tanks don't offer this kind of flexibility. As a Windwalker, you're currently one of the best performing melee specs out there right now in Season 2. They are off to a really good start in raids and Mythic Plus. In the world's first race, they were getting stacked because of their massive damage output, so your DPS off spec will be a solid choice. And for Mistweavers, your performance is on 2.2. You won't get benched as a Mistweaver in the current meta. They are sitting comfortably in A tier, and many forming dungeon groups would be glad to have you as their healer. So basically, one of the coolest benefits of playing Brewmaster Monk is that you get to explore some other really viable specs in Season 2 within the monk class. Like I said, performance-wise, the Windwalker is currently one of the best performing melee DPS specs, and Mistweaver has found itself in a great spot among healers. So you get two fantastic alternatives if you need to be flexible for your raid or Mythic Plus team. Whether you need to tank, DPS or heal, the monk class has got you covered. Another great part of playing a monk is the synergy of abilities between specs. Many core abilities, such as Blackout Kick and Spinning Crane Kick, are used across the board, making it easier to transition between all three specializations. This means that even if you switch specs, some of your muscle memory carries over, reducing the learning curve. Additionally, there's overlap in secondary stats, making it easier to gear for multiple roles, without needing a completely separate set of items. More on that on the gearing synergy chapter. Next. Now let's talk about gearing, because there's a lot of overlap in gearing choices between the Brewmaster, Windwalker and Mistweaver monk, which makes the monk a very flexible choice and easy to switch if you're looking to dip into other roles. For example, critical strike and versatility are both important for all 3 specs. If you have gear with those stats, you can easily switch between specs with just a few minor changes. Even though you aim to get these 2 stats, crit and verse, it's inevitable that a lot of gear drops that you will equip will come with haste on it. This isn't your favorite stat as a Brewmaster, but you won't mind getting these haste first items if you want to swap to the other specs. Let me put this visually on the screen right now. For Brewmaster, you'll still be focusing on crit verse for survivability and damage reduction. Windwalker will prioritize crit and haste for DPS, but still benefits from versatility that Brewmaster and Mistweaver enjoy. Mistweaver, being a healer, will lean more heavily to intellect. With all your agility on your gear switching to intellect, that's not a problem. But as secondary stat, you still value haste and crit to improve your healing throughput. And even if you do have some versatility on your gear, don't worry, this stat is a flat increase to all damage and healing done. Your tier slots will all stay the same, which is a given and makes it really easy. The items you want to focus on are your neck, ring and back piece for fine-tuning your stats. And of course you will want to swap out your weapons and trinkets when changing specs. But if you're running 2-handed weapons as a brew, you could use them in your Windwalker spec until you get weapons with better stats. In conclusion, the Brewmaster Monk is a super fun, flexible tank choice with some cool synergies towards the other specs. Hero talents are easy to switch, but you can always stay Master of Harmony on your brew and your healer the Mistweaver. As Windwalker, big chance you will switch to Conduit of the Celestials. And whether you're playing alone or with a team, your monk can easily adapt and perform in these variety of roles. And they all offer a unique playstyle. So if you're looking for a tank, a DPS or a healer with strong mobility, good raid or dungeon mechanic handling, and a rewarding skill-based playstyle, the monk is definitely worth considering. Thanks for watching. Brinks out.